Greene King, the second biggest pub chain in the UK with over 2,600 pubs, even brewing its own Greene King IPA. And it also has its own set of hotels and inns, around 200 of them, and we are here at the Bull Inn in Halstead to see if they do the pub giant proud or if they just can't compete with the competition. We are going to be drinking, eating and sleeping in this pub tonight, so let's head on inside and check out the room. Okay. Oh, TV right as you come in. Okay, alright. Interesting. Let's have a. Let me put my bag down, and I'll give you a look around. Okay, so as you come in, it is quite small in here and dark. So let's get a light on. Okay. Alright, so not a fantastic start there with the flickering old light, but as you can tell from the wooden beams, we are in quite an old, I think it's a grade 2 listed building. So as you come in, straight away you've got your drink station and your very small, fairly old TV, but at least it has one. Right below is your drink station with your kettle. Let's have a little look inside. That doesn't look too bad. I've definitely had worse, that's for sure. Drink station, I'm not really seeing a big selection here. It's very standard, just normal coffee and normal tea, which is fine because I do have the normal tea. But it would be good if it had a larger selection, especially for those that don't like the standard stuff, especially when other hotels would provide you with some extras. No biscuits, unfortunately, this time, but I'm sure I'll manage. I am 27 after all, so. Grow up! The floor is a little bit creaky, but not as bad as the oldest hotel in Essex, which I stayed in a few weeks ago. Other than that, it does seem fairly clean, especially the bed, which is the most important thing, and the surroundings as well. It does seem like a clean room, which is good. I don't know what's in here. This is a little bit different. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, so you've got your, okay, so this is basically a wardrobe then. So you've got some hangers there and an ironing board with some extra pillows as well, so that's quite handy. But yeah, overall size, it's not massive. Let's have a look at the view here. So we've got what looks to be someone else's garden. Yeah, that's not part of the pub, so you've got someone else's garden and a bit of the pub garden there, so. The pub is open until 11 o'clock at night, so if it is busy down there, it might get quite loud. So yeah, the view isn't like too bad, and the garden looks massive actually if you look all the way over there. Wait, what? No smoking or vaping. And also because they are really old, just thin windows with gaps in like this, look. You can really hear the outside even when they're closed, so yeah, hopefully it's not busy. But let's have a look around the room. So already discussed that. Let's come to here. You've got a nice cuck desk, and I think this is, yeah, so you've got all your menus here as well for downstairs in the actual pub. Little mirror there. Let's check out what's in these drawers. Ah, there's the hairdryer. So pretty standard amenities so far, you know, with you got your ironing board, you've got your hairdryer, drink station. It's all fairly standard stuff that you see these days. Nothing in there. No. No. And there's nothing the other side. So you've got another mirror over here. No smoking. I'm joking, I don't actually smoke. I've just noticed as well this tiny little bin down there, which has been emptied and refreshed, which is good to know. Right, is that? Oh, okay, so you can see into the hallway. Bit different. I'll come to the full bed check in a minute, but first let's check out this. Let's see if we've got anything in here. No. Let's head in to, I'm guessing, the bathroom. Okay, it's got an auto close on it. Okay, let's turn the light on. And in we go. All right. It smells a little bit like a very commercial bathroom in here. You know, like I feel like I'm going into the gym showers right now. That's what it smells like, and that's the energy that it's giving off here. Not great, I'm going to be honest. But to be honest, as long as everything works, then we're all good. The shower, I mean, it's not the cleanest. It's got some fairly limescale looking, and it looks like they've tried to paint the tiles white, which is weird because they already are white. Not sure why they've done that. So yeah, not overly impressed with the looks and the standards of the shower and bathroom, to be honest. Like I said, feels very commercialized. I mean, that feels, weight-wise, that feels like there's nothing in it. Not ideal. And the toilet is, it's a very plasticky toilet. Yeah, both seats are plasticky toilets, although it does look very clean. That's the positive there. Very clean, but very cheap, with some untidy, cheap flooring as well. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed with the room, to be honest, as a whole. I mean, the bathroom definitely lets it down. It's a bit nicer out here. Obviously, you do have to keep in mind, we are in a grade 2 listed building. It's not going to be ultra modern and luxury, especially for the price that I paid, which I'll come on to in a minute. Yeah, not massively impressed with this, to be honest. You know, it definitely needs some updating. But let's see if the bed can redeem the room a bit. Ugh. Well, I'll tell you what, it's very soft. I did notice when I was jumping and leaping around that there wasn't much noise coming from the bed. The mattress is actually really like plump. It's got like nothing's getting through that, you know, there's no bangs or anything happening when I'm jumping around. Let's rip this back. Yeah, it's all very clean, which is very good. The pillows. I feel like they're comfortable, but I do feel like they're in that in-between stage. Well, for me personally, they're in that in-between stage where is one too little, but two would be too much. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a struggle because I don't feel like the one pillow is doing enough. But two pillows, yeah, it's just going to be too much girth. But overall, I'm happy with the bed. The bed is good. This is very interesting though, isn't it? I don't really feel... It's just not very nice to look at, really. It's not to my personal taste, and it doesn't even... The curtains aren't necessarily lovely, but they don't match. Yeah, it's very vintage, you could say, which in other words, crap. But I suppose you could say that it matches the room in terms of age, you know? You're not... It would be a little bit weird if it looked really modern, I suppose. So overall, the room, it's not great, but it's not awful. And the bed is a big plus because it is actually rather comfy. Location-wise, it's actually very good. So we're situated right at the bottom of the high street, which is no more than a 5-minute walk right up to the top. Halstead itself is a lovely town with its high street, including multiple other pub options, along with other eateries and of course, a Greggs. It has some lovely scenery. I'm not sure if the flower arrangements that are everywhere whilst I'm here are an everyday thing or whether there's a special occasion. I'm not too sure, but it's certainly looking lovely whilst I'm here. So whilst the room has been a little bit disappointing, apart from the bed and the fact that, you know, you kind of have to give it a little bit of leeway because it is a grade 2 listed building. The town of Halstead itself is lovely, the location's good, and I do have breakfast included, so hopefully that'll be good as well. I will be checking out dinner as well whilst I'm here, so stay tuned for that. So I got this room including breakfast for £80. However, there was something at reception that did surprise me a little bit. So I've paid extra for breakfast. It wasn't a lot, I think it was maybe £10. The person that was checking in front of me didn't pay for breakfast. She actually said, you don't have breakfast included, but feel free to come down and have it anyway. Which, don't get me wrong, that is lovely. And, you know, if I didn't book breakfast, that would be a lovely little add-on to have it for free. But as someone that's paid for it, standing right behind him, it did make me feel a bit like, oh, for God's sake, why did I pay for breakfast?
He's made you look a right knob.
So yeah, you can get breakfast anyway, probably. I mean, maybe she knows him, I don't know. So you probably could get it like a tenner cheaper for £70 instead of the 80 that I've paid. But so far, I think for £80, depending on how good the food is, yeah, I don't know. I'm not that impressed. I've definitely stayed in better hotels for cheaper, although the location is very nice. So we'll just have to wait and see what the food brings. For now, I'm going to settle in, maybe watch something on that tiny screen, and yeah, just chill out until dinner. So I'll see you in a couple of hours. Okay, so before we head down for dinner, I thought that I'm just going to go down there, check out what the actual pub is like as a pub, grab myself a drink, maybe chill outside in the garden if it's warm enough, and yeah, just see what the pub is like overall as a pub rather than a hotel. They actually had a very respectable beer lineup. I quite liked a lot of them, including the Greene King's own IPA. But at £5.45, I couldn't resist the Guinness. Nearly splitting the G perfectly, I soaked in the atmosphere of the pub, which is rather nice in this old Victorian building. They also have a lot of outdoor space as well, so would be very good in the summer and a sunny day like today. So, a very decent pub indeed, but let's head down there again now and try out the food. The restaurant itself is actually right next to the bar, and you can actually eat in the bar section as well. So basically, the whole pub is the restaurant. And after a 40-minute wait, I got my food. Salt and pepper squid, along with a hunter's chicken and a Coke Zero. The squid was in this different stick formation, but it tasted delicious. And as for the hunter's chicken, that didn't disappoint either, that was lovely. However, the same couldn't be said for the chips. Now, I've definitely had better chips in a Greene King, so maybe it's just this one, but they were just okay. And all of that cost me £20.50. So, having a 40-minute wait for food wasn't ideal, and I actually heard other people complain about the service. It wasn't great, but the food was pretty decent. I did enjoy it very much, so it was worth the wait. And for £20, I thought that that's very reasonable. I mean, for that you're getting a starter, a main, and a drink. You know, that's pretty good. So I think dinner was a success.
A great success!
Hopefully breakfast is the same. But for now, I'm just going to settle in, maybe do a bit of editing, maybe watch a film, I don't really know. But I will see you in the morning. Good morning. Now, how did I sleep? The answer is not good. The bed itself was actually pretty comfortable, to be honest. Like, it had the potential for a good sleep was there. But there was a few things that kept me awake. One of which being the heat. So the heat was a lot, right? So I had to open the windows. However, when you do so, the road, you can actually see it over there. You can hear a lot of that road. It's it's not ideal. So first it was the heat, then it was the noise of the road. And also another thing is that up there, the blind doesn't actually block out that much light. There was a lot of light coming through the bottom of it. So this room wasn't actually that dark. You know, you open your eyes and you could see everything in the room. Do you know what I mean? You can walk around easily with just that light showing. So yeah, there was a light problem, there was a heat problem, there was a sound problem. So not ideal, but the bed was comfortable. So bringing it in to this morning, the shower, it was okay. You know, I feel refreshed right now, even though I haven't had, you know, all that much sleep. But it still wasn't ideal. It was a little bit small and cramped in there. I did find myself banging my elbows against the walls and the pipes on multiple occasions. Definitely wasn't the worst shower that I've had or been in. Definitely not. But it wasn't the best either. It was just okay, to be honest. It did the job at the end of the day. I'm clean. So no tea this morning because I am in a rush to get down for breakfast because they only serve it until 9, which I think is quite early for a hotel. So I'm going to head down there now and see what you get. When you get down there, there is an assortment of pastries, cereals and drinks. Although the pastries are cheap shop bought ones that are quite firm and, to be honest, not the tastiest. I ordered, of course, the Eggs Benedict, and I tell you what, it was delicious. The eggs were well cooked and it had a lovely smoky flavour, so that was great and it kept me happy. And that's breakfast. I was very happy with it, apart from the pastry. That wasn't great, but overall it was pretty good. So that's dinner, bed and breakfast for, I think the grand total came to, what, £100? £80 for the room and breakfast and £20 at dinner. I don't think that's too bad, and I think it's pretty good value. Although I was slightly disappointed with the room, the actual pub, its location and the food were really good. So I can't fault it as a pub. As a hotel, there are slight improvements to make. But for what I would consider a reasonable price for a hotel, it's not awful. So that wraps up the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. That would be really, really appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.